I'm Ian Rush and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of the Redmen TV. There is a brand new documentary doing the rounds on social media that you may or may not be aware of, but it looks at the origins of You'll Never Walk Alone, the song, from its inception on the stage in the musical Carousel all the way through to the terraces of Anfield and beyond. We were lucky enough to get an advanced screening of the documentary and talk to the people at Tabacula Films, the creators of it. Let's have a look at that first.
When you're walking out with Liverpool kit on, you shouldn't need a song to motivate you, but when You Never Walk Alone's in full flow in that terrace, you know, there's no better place to be.
I think it does give you that extra 10%, but it's also what it can do to the opposition. It's not just what it does for yourself. You think of how the opposition feel walking out at Anfield and hearing that song, and hopefully it takes 10% away from them, and that's the part that supporters play.
It's a friend of ours called Dave Cottrell who produced the Cunard Yank story. He came up with the idea and devised the film, the idea behind the film. He came to us and he said, no one's really had a look at You'll Never Walk Alone, what it is about the song that has kept going over the last 50 years, that, you know, no one's changed the words. It's sung with the same passion. There's that connection that goes, you know, right over its half a century now. Like, what is it about the song that makes it so loved of football fans and especially Liverpool fans? It's kind of like a perfect storm that happened in the start of the 60s with Merseybeat, with full employment on Merseyside, with the success of the football teams, both Everton and Liverpool, and the breakthrough of the Beatles onto things like the Palladium, you know, the Rattle Your Jewellery quip, which is, you know, that's 50 years ago next month, like, you know, and it just must have been phenomenal to come from Liverpool at that time. Like, we speak to the old boys and they were going, you could go anywhere with the accent, anywhere in the country, and you know, you could charm your way into any situation, like, you know. It definitely comes from Liverpool, and that footage from the 60s, people looking at that, and there's something about that total support that you get from the fans on the Kop that just throws the heart, like, and I think that has led to it spreading all over Europe, that feeling of togetherness that you get. Steven Gerrard, Jamie Carragher and the manager at the time when we filmed in Kenny Dalglish, they were big ones, but from the 60s we've got Ian St John and Ron Yates, and then we've got Phil Thompson, Aldo, and we've got, from Celtic side, we've got the late Joe McBride, who was in the Lisbon Lions squad, and Tom Boyd, who was the captain of the club. From the music side we've got Peter Hooton, and we've got Pete Wiley, of course. Like, the idea is we just pre-sell the film. We pre-sell the DVD for a £10, like, and people can pledge £10. We'll get the film out to them by Christmas. We need 7,000 fans to get behind the film. Say, we'd like to see that. If it was in the shops at Christmas, we know that they'd be having it. It's a big sum of money that we're asking for, but it's an expensive business making a film, and you know, when you add it all up and you say, well, it's the archive, it's the music licensing, it's the mastering for the DVD, it's the replication, the distribution, there's not much money being paid to us, you know, if any at all, like, you know, but the idea is just to use this Kickstarter to pay for everything and get the film out, and then we can distribute it worldwide. My favourite, I love the 60s part. I love the excitement of people like Phil Thompson when they're at the Inter Milan match, and he was in one of the front rows, and he talks about, you know, he's trying to watch the magnificent performance on the pitch, but the cop kept throwing his eye, like, and it just couldn't take his eyes off them. But if things go as we plan, we're going to have a premiere on October the 15th, which is the week, at the end of that week. October the 19th is the 50th anniversary of when it was first played over the Tannoy at the Cup. So, you know, fingers crossed we'll be there, like, you know, and that's going to be in the Philharmonic. So it'll be a great night.
Yeah, honestly, I can't rate this highly enough, but it needs your help to get off the ground. They've got a Kickstarter project that they have underway, and it needs your donations. The film's fantastic, and it's so in depth. But as mentioned, the main cost behind it are just licensing footage and stuff. And when it comes to that, you know, without the footage and without the newsreels and what have you, it's basically just a load of talking heads, and that would be interesting enough. But just to round it out and give it that full professional feel, you know, they need footage from the Champions League and from old Liverpool games and what have you. So with your help, they can get that and make this the perfect Liverpool documentary, and you'll be able to have your own copy as the perfect stocking filler in time for Christmas. So we'll put the link to the Kickstarter and the video information underneath, and if you've got a couple of pennies or a few quid or more to spare, then please do get involved and help out some fellow Reds and help them to see a dream project come to fruition. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and good night. Ta-ra.